Welcome to the Fit Chicks and Hormones podcast, where we focus on all things midlife, hormones, and how to finally feel good in your body again. I'm Angie, a fellow midlife survivor, here to help you stop guessing and finally get results with hormone smart habits that actually work. Let's get started. I wanted to talk on this subject because I feel that how to lose fat or how to lose weight is often misunderstood, right? We think it's just as simple as calories in versus calories out. So that means that you have to burn more calories than you take in. And yes, that is true, right? That is true. You have to burn more calories than you're taking in. Otherwise, you're not going to lose weight. But there are a lot of other things that come into play that can change that or shift that theory or that simple math, right? So things like, are your hormones balanced? Have you been eating the same amount of calories for a long period of time? Are you sleeping good? Are you stressed out? Are you feeling overwhelmed? All these things are going to affect your ability to lose fat. And I say fat because it's the fat we really want to get rid of, right? Weight doesn't really matter because you can take into account you're going to have more muscle, maybe you're holding on to water. So we want to get rid of fat. That's the most thing that we, should be focused on. And that's why the scale is not the best way to determine if you're making progress. And you know that I say this over and over again. It's why we do measurements. You measure your waist, measure your hips, measure where you want to lose the weight, take pictures. Those are better at telling you if you're making progress versus looking at the scale. So here's what you really need to know when it comes to successful fat loss. First of all, your body was not designed to be in a calorie deficit forever, especially when you're in menopause. When your hormones are going all over the place, they're going up and down, and then they just kind of drop off. That's not where you need to be cutting the calories for a long period of time. And so today what I want to do is teach you about the 3 phases of sustainable fat loss that work with your menopausal body. So this could be in your 40s, your 50s, or 60s. And these are the cut phase, the reverse diet phase, and the maintenance phase, okay? There's a bulking phase, which kind of technically could be a maintenance phase. That's when you want to build a bunch of muscle and you want to eat more than your maintenance calories because you're going to build more muscle. You can still build muscle in maintenance, but probably not as quickly as you would if you bulked and ate a lot more calories. So I'm going to start with the reverse diet phase. And why? Because this is where most women are coming to me needing to be in this phase. They need to start in this phase because they have been eating so little for so long that their body has literally trained itself to hold on to the fat. Keep that body safe. And we want to change that. So phase 1, this is the reverse diet. This is where the magic happens. You might be like, but I want to lose weight. That's not going to help me to lose weight. Just listen up, okay? This is the phase where we focus on getting your hormones balanced and making your body feel safe so that it will let go of the fat. And this is probably the most important phase if you're in those menopausal years. And why? Well, first, it helps to restore your thyroid function. So when you are eating less calories, your thyroid slows down to conserve energy, right? Your body just does that normally. The reverse diet, meaning eating more food, gives it permission to ramp it up. Second, it supports healthy cortisol patterns. We know what cortisol is, right? It's that stress hormone that is not always our friend. Prolonged dieting, dieting for a long period of time elevates your cortisol, which can make your menopausal symptoms worse, like belly fat storage, sleep disruption, and mood swings. And third, it can improve your energy levels and your mood. Many of my clients, some of you, tell me that they feel so much better during the reverse diet than they have in years because their body is fully functioning. It feels good. They're sleeping good. They have more energy. They have less brain fog. They can do all the things and they feel more confident just because their body feels good. And that's when you feel amazing. And we want you to feel amazing, right? And by feeding your body, it will happen. So how does tracking work during this phase? So when it comes to tracking your foods, you don't need to be as obsessive as you are during the other two phases. And I'm going to explain why, especially the cut phase, right? That's definitely the most important, where you have to dial in everything. During this time when you're eating more calories, you don't have to be like, oh, I have to be on point 100%. So the goal here is to make sure you're eating enough calories to support your body's recovery so that it can start to feel better. You don't need to hit everything on point and be perfect, but you do have to make sure that you're eating enough calories, always, and you're eating enough protein. Okay, it may take some time because your body's not used to it, right? It isn't used to eating all this food. And I've had some of you come in and be like, but I'm full, I can't eat anymore. And that makes total sense. But eventually it will get hungry. I just had somebody tell me this morning, like, oh my gosh, now that I've been eating back to normal, I'm finally feeling hungry again. That is a good sign. That means that your metabolism is on fire. That means that your body engine is running. That is a good thing. You want to feel hungry. These people that tell me they're not hungry all the time, you need to eat more food. You should feel hungry. It's normal, okay? So we track. So what you should do in the reverse diet phase, first you want to track the first week just to kind of see where you're sitting, because if you don't know where your calories are at, you can't know where you need to go up to, right? So first you just track, where are you eating right now? Find out where your calories are, what your protein is at. Then from there you increase about 200 calories and set your protein at about 100 grams or more. Here's the thing is we want to, for some of you, if you notice digestive issues, you want to make sure that maybe you're not bumping up your protein too quickly. It might need to be a little slower, or we can also add in some digestive enzymes. That helps as well. But about 200 calories and then protein at 100 or more. Some of you may set it a little bit differently, and you do that for a few weeks. See how you feel. See how your body responds. And then you add maybe another 150, 200 calories, okay? How high you go depends on where your body responds. So when you feel better, when all these things that were off, all these menopausal symptoms you were experiencing, they are getting better. So right now, I'm eating at around 2,200 calories, and I feel great. I am sleeping good. I have good energy. I don't have any cravings. I have good recovery, mental clarity, and I'm not having to constantly think about, am I eating enough food? Because I'm definitely eating enough food. Okay? So you stay here. When you get to a place where you're like this, everything feels on point. It could be probably anywhere from 1,800 to 2,400, depending on your size, depending on your weight, depending on what your activity level is. So you stay here for 6 to 12 weeks, or maybe even more, depending on how your body responds. If you are at your 12-week mark and you still don't feel good, it's not time to cut. It's definitely not time to cut. Your body has probably been in low calorie mode and suffering for so long, it needs time to repair. And that's okay, right? We're looking for sustainable weight loss, sustainable fat loss, something that you can keep off so you're not having to lose that same 20, 30, whatever pounds over and over again, okay? During this reverse diet phase, you may see some weight gain. You may, just a little bit. It's normal, so expect it. So maybe don't step on the scale, maybe just once a week. Or maybe you just go by measurements, okay? Your body is restoring glycogen and your muscles are recovering. You're actually building muscle because you're eating more food as you're working out, so you're building more muscle. That will keep, make that weight change. And all these things are happening, and you have to just trust the process, right? Because you could also see weight loss happen because your body's happy. I've seen this. I've seen it happen with clients when they reverse diet up, they start to lose weight because their body's like, oh, I feel safe. I can let go of some fat, right? I feel happy. I feel good. Okay, we can burn a little bit of fat off here today. So you, most often, if you've been eating low calories for a long period of time, you're going to see weight loss, okay? I, myself, am eating at okay, let me go back here. I am at my lowest weight than I've been since hitting menopause 5 years ago. And in the past 3 weeks, I've been eating around the 2,000 to 2,100 calorie range. And I actually lost a little bit more while eating that much. Then I was in the cut phase, because the cut phase, and I'll go into that in a second, my body was not real happy. Okay? So, first phase, reverse diet phase. You're bumping up your calories to make your body feel safe, so that it feels safe to let go of the fat, and you restore your hormones, you feel better, all the things are jiving along, you're motivated to do more. Then we jump into the cut, or the fat loss phase, as I like to call it. This phase is where you really need to be dialed in. This is not a forever phase. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. Be like, I don't have to eat like this forever, but I have to eat like this right now if you really want to get those results. So this means a lot less messing up should happen here. So maybe skipping that pizza, or yes, skipping the pizza, skipping the alcohol, staying up late, eating all the inflammatory foods. Like, cutting calories is already going to put stress on your body, so you have to do as much as you possibly can to minimize that, to minimize any extra stress. And when you consume a lot of inflammatory foods, which I've taught you all, and not getting adequate rest, it's only going to cause you to gain weight. Okay, so even if you're in a cut phase and your calories are low, if you're eating a bunch of junk, but you're still hitting your macros, that's not going to help you. Your body's going to be stressed out. If you're staying up late and not getting your sleep you need, so your body can't recover because it needs that recovery, you're going to gain weight, or you're not going to lose weight. So these are things you have to pay attention to. And remember, this cut phase, it's not a forever thing. It is temporary. It has an ending date, and you should be aware of that going into it. For women in perimenopause and menopause, a cut phase should last about 8 to 12 weeks maximum. That's it. All depending on how you feel. Okay? And why such a short time frame? Because your body, especially when it's in menopause, it adapts quickly to calorie restriction, which means it's going to hold on to fat even quicker if you keep those calories too low for too long. And during perimenopause and menopause, your metabolism is already shifting, right? We've talked about this. Your thyroid function is slowing down. Your cortisol is a little bit elevated. Your body is naturally trying to hold on to fat because it thinks you're in a time of scarcity. So when you're cutting calories for a long period of time, on top of all of that, you're essentially telling your body, yes, we are really starving. Hold on to every calorie that you can. And that's the wrong signal we want to send it, right? So how do you go into a cut phase? Well, let's say you're at about 2,000 calories. You're going to start by cutting around 200 to 250 calories and see how you feel. Okay? How does your body respond? Yes, you may feel a little bit hungry because you're eating less. That's normal. A little bit hungry is okay. Drink some more water. Maybe we need to adjust protein a little bit to help satiate you. Pay attention and be mindful. You have to pay attention. And if you need help, you need to reach out, right? In the cut phase, tracking really needs to be on point. It's not like the maintenance phase or the reverse diet phase. It has to be on point if you want to make progress. Because if it's not, nothing's going to happen and you're going to get frustrated. Okay? So think of it as a short period of time that this is going to happen. Okay? And even, you know what? It would even be better for you to be like, okay, for 30 days, I'm going to cut and then I'm going to go out for 30 days. That would be much better than saying you're going to go for 8 weeks or 12 weeks and thinking you have to really dial things in. Sometimes that adds more stress. We're busy. We got a lot going on. So you have to figure this out, and we can figure this out together. So when I say things need to be on point when you're tracking, this means that you have to track food accurately. It means everything that goes into your mouth needs to be tracked. A piece of gum, a mint, maybe it's a flavored water that has 20 calories in it. I don't know, whatever. Anything. Every calorie counts when you're in your cut phase, okay? You also need to stay consistent with your calorie deficit, meaning hitting as close to that number as possible consistently. And that means on the weekends too. So you can't eat 1,700 calories during the week and then 2,200 on the weekend and expect to see results. It's not going to happen. Okay? You also need to pay attention to your body in this cut phase. Super important. You need to be mindful. This is why I teach you to be body aware. So you want to watch for cravings, extra muscle soreness, not sleeping, having brain fog, mood swings, feeling cold all the time. If these things are starting to happen, we need to bump the calories back up. And watch for signs that your metabolism is slowing down. This means your weight loss stalls. You're not seeing any progress. If that happens, that means it's time to bump up your calories, not go lower. I want to make sure you hear that. If your weight loss stalls and you feel like crap, this is not the time to decrease calories. It's time to go higher. That there's also a caveat to that. So let's say you are at 1,800 calories or 1,700 calories and your weight loss stalls. We can maybe go down another 150 and see how that is. If you're feeling okay, if you're still feeling good and the weight loss stalls, we can still cut those calories a little bit as long as your hormones and everything seems good. Okay, once they start going off, we don't go down, we go back up. I recently did a cut about a month ago before I started into this maintenance phase, and I had cut down to around 1,600 calories. And that's even more than most women are eating right now. But it was too low for me. How do I know? Because I felt awful. I felt horrible. I was grouchy. I was hungry all the time. My husband was like, "What is wrong with you?" I didn't have any motivation to do anything. I just wanted to sit around. I couldn't think. I didn't have any brain. Like, it was just horrible. I wasn't sleeping. So I had to increase up to 1,750, which is only 150 more calories. And I felt better. And it started seeing results. So you have to pay attention. And it doesn't have to be a big jump. It could be just a little bit. Your body just might need just a little bit more. You may not ever be able to go as low as someone else can. Okay, your body might be different. That's why when I talk to everyone, every woman is different. I can't tell you exactly what to do because I don't know you until I'm working with you, right? And then we can have discussion and figure this out. So remember, your cut phase is just one small part of the process. It's not where you stay forever. So it's not a diet. We are not dieting. We are in a cut phase. It's a phase. And you move out of that phase. After the cut phase, you don't go back to eating all the junk and everything you want instead, and just eating a bunch of food, because you don't want to go from 1,600 calories up to 2,200. No, your body's you're going to gain weight quickly, okay? Instead, you want to gradually increase your calories back over the next 6 to 16 weeks. 150, 200, 250, whatever. This allows your metabolism to recover and your hormones to rebalance without gaining weight. Okay? That leads us to the third phase, which is the maintenance phase, or your new normal. This is where I'm at right now. I'm trying to put on a little bit more muscle and give my body a diet break. So I'm making sure that I'm eating enough food to make sure I can lift heavier in my workouts. Okay? If I was struggling like I was a month ago, I know that I'm not able to build muscle. So I maybe need to back off a little bit on the intensity of my workouts when I'm in that cut phase. That's also something you need to pay attention to. You can still work out, but you need to cut back the intensity a little bit. So maintenance is where you live for most of your life, and this is our happy place, right? This is freedom. This is like, oh yay, I can go to that party and have that, and I can do this. Now, it doesn't mean going back to eating all the junk and consuming a bunch of calories, right? It means that you don't have to be on point all the time. Okay, so how do you track during maintenance? Well, you don't have to track every single day, and you don't have to track every bite. So for myself, I find that I track majority of the time through the week, but on the weekends I don't track at all. And sometimes I even stop Friday afternoon and I don't track until Monday. Why do I track back on Monday? Because I want to make sure that I'm getting back on point. Or you could do periodic check-ins. So maybe track for a week or two every month, just to kind of make sure you're staying on course. Just kind of like you're taking your car in for maintenance checks, right? You're making sure that your body is doing what it needs to do and it's staying where it needs to be, and you're eating the things you need to eat. What should you pay attention to when you're in this maintenance phase? How your clothes are fitting, how your energy levels are, your mood and your sleep quality. It's the same thing as in every phase. And yes, the scale. But this is just one data point. It's not the only measure of success, right? If things go off, that's when we shift again. So the beautiful thing about maintenance is it gives you flexibility. You can enjoy social events. You can enjoy vacations without the stress of perfect tracking. And here's where something you want to pay attention to. If you know that it's coming into summer and you have a couple vacations planned, probably not the best time to go into a cut phase, right? Nope. Maybe that's when you are reverse dieting or you're at maintenance. Same thing over the holidays. Most people aren't going to go into a fat loss phase from November, December, because there's a bunch of holidays, there's a bunch of parties, there's a bunch of things going on, okay? That doesn't mean it's time to indulge and do all the things. Keep tracking. Do some maintenance. Eat up to your amount of calories, because if you eat too low, then we're going to have to reverse diet and fix your metabolism all over again, okay? If you start to see the scale going up more than that normal 5 pounds, then maybe it's time to track more regularly, see what you're doing, okay? So those are the 3 phases. And that's why we just don't diet. You don't just diet. It doesn't work like that, especially in your menopausal years. So they all have a place, and the best thing about doing it this way is it works long term, and it's successful and maintainable. And you're not going to have to work on losing that same 20, 30 pounds you gain every single year, right? Every January, maybe you go back like, oh, great, gained another 20 pounds this year. You don't have to do that. Instead, you're cycling through them when the time works for you. The reverse, cut, maintenance, reverse if need be. However it works for you until you hit your goal. And then you're in maintenance. I would love to be where I'm at right now. Like, I'm okay with my body right now. I feel good eating this amount of food, but I do still have some goals I want to hit. It's funny because I was like, oh, at 40 I'm going to do this. At 50 I'm going to do this. So now I'm going to aim for 55, which is 2 years away. And I know I can because I've done this the right way. I've learned how to do this the right way. I never did this stuff before. I never tracked my foods like this, like I do now. I never really had to go into a diet and reverse diet because there wasn't a lot going on with my hormones, so it was easy to just like, oh, I'm going to eat a little bit less now. Okay, great, that works. Now I'm going to eat a little bit more. Okay, great, right? That's how easy it was then. Not so much anymore. So this is the best approach if you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Why? Because it supports your hormone health, which is so important right now. It means you're not keeping your body in a constant state of stress. Number 2, it's sustainable. That's huge. You're not trying to maintain or diet forever. You're not trying to diet forever and feel awful. Number 3, it prevents metabolic adaptation. Your metabolism doesn't have to fully adapt and slow down. And number 4, it builds confidence because you learn how you can maintain your results without being perfect. Most importantly, it changes your relationship with food and your body. Like, I've learned so much over the past year. I've been tracking diligently over the past year. So much more than I ever had in my life. And I've learned so much. Even my husband, I've had him track and he's like, oh, didn't know this. Oh, wow, this makes sense. Now, oh, I didn't realize I wasn't eating enough protein, or I wasn't eating enough carbs, and wow, now I am, and I feel so much better. So tracking isn't just about the weight loss, and it's about learning how your body reacts when you eat the right foods that your body needs, okay? So keep this in mind. When you work with your body versus against it and approach it in a different way than dieting, you will see results. And the cut, reverse, maintain cycle respects your body's needs while still helping you achieve your goals, that's what we're working for. It's not about perfection, it's about progression and sustainability and learning about your body as an individual. So, some things to take a look at. Right now, where are you at? Are you stuck in a cut phase, or are you dieting? So have you been eating too low for too long? Is it time to reverse? Are you afraid to eat more calories because you're like, every time I eat more calories, I gain weight? That's normal. That will happen a little bit, but if you do it the right way, it's not going to happen, okay? I just had a conversation with somebody else, and like, every time I try to eat more, I gain weight. Probably not doing it the right way, okay? Has your weight not changed in a while, or are you still not meeting your goals? Then maybe we need to switch it up to a new phase. Maybe it's time to reverse diet up for a while, or maybe it's time to cut, depending on where your calories are sitting. This has to be a conversation that we can have and help you determine where you need to be. And I'm here to have those conversations. That's what I'm here for, right? But you really, really, really need to pay attention in each phase to your body. So, and you need to really make sure that you're on point with all the things that need to be happening in each phase if you want to make progress. So if you need to, go back and listen again about what you should be doing. Maybe I'll even make a little cheat sheet to share. If I do, I will leave that. I will post that, or you can reach out to me and ask me for that, because I could easily do that. And that's it. Okay. Hopefully this just helps you to understand, like, we're not dieting, and the reason I make you track is for a reason. There is a reason, right? Because when you're in these different phases, you have to know what exactly you're putting into your body and how much, and that's how you make progress, and that's how you reach your goals. Okay. Thanks for listening. Hopefully this opens your mind to a better process of losing fat in a healthy way, and you get rid of that D word, because I don't like it. I don't like to use it ever. And if you have any questions about what I talked about, you can comment below or reach out to me. Let's have that conversation. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for tuning in. If today's episode hit home, make sure to subscribe to the show and share it with a friend who needs it too. And if you're ready for more support, come hang out with us in the Fit Chicks and Hormones community. The link is in the show notes. And until next time, keep showing up for yourself. You deserve it.